Welcome to another episode of my live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. I always try to point to it and I can't. Okay, there it goes. Today I just want to talk a little bit. I'm actually showing you some of the things that Father Zechariah did in an Arabic program about who appeared to Muhammad in the cave. He was in the Cave of Hira, and that's where Gabriel supposedly came to him. And so I just wanted to talk about some of those. Hello, welcome, Dragon. Hello, how are you? Hi, Jai. Hey, yesterday that was an awesome program with Chris about the that guy who the Muslim guy who was saying that he was talking about the Bible, that the Quran teaches that the Bible is not corrupt, and that was beautiful, man. I really enjoyed that. So great job. Yeah. So anyway, today I just want to show some sources to talk about who came to Muhammad in the Cave of Hira. This is one of the biggest issues is the belief that it was Gabriel, the angel who came to Mary to announce the birth of Jesus, who came to Zechariah to announce the birth of John the Baptist, and also came to Daniel in the Old Testament to announce the coming of Jesus. Hello, welcome, Islamic debater. I think that's the first time. But you know what Father Zechariah has done is he has actually gone through the Arabic sources. So I'm going to show you Arabic sources today. And these sources, and I can't show you all of them. I'm going to show you quite a few. You're going to get tired of it. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. You're going to get tired of it because I get tired. But there's so many sources that say that the one who came to Muhammad in the Cave of Hira was not Jibreel, but Muhammad himself thought it was a demon who came to him. Muhammad himself thought it was a demon, and if you know the whole story about what Khadija did in order to help him, to convince him that it wasn't a demon. And so let's just look at some of those sources, Let me see. Okay. Prophecy, Rick's book. Okay, let me see. I have okay. Let's go ahead and look at one of them, and I'm going to show you. And you guys, these get more and more. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Sorry about this. Oops. What's going on here? Got all this stuff going on here. Sorry, guys. I don't know what Wondershare. Wondershare is the program that I use to make videos, music videos, and so they're kind of getting in here. So let's look at this one. Okay, now this is في كتاب المسيرة الحلبية, السيرة الحلبية. Okay, guys, this is one of the most respected biographies of Muhammad. It's called the Sira Halabiya. This, if you talk about the Siras, Sira means the biography. The Halabi biography, I think it's called the Aleppo biography from Halab, Syria. Anyway, this is one of the most highly regarded. There's several very highly regarded Siras or biographies of Muhammad. Well, this is one of them. It's called the Sira Halabiya, Part 1, page 380. And it says, جاء في عمر بن شرحبيل إن رسول الله قال لخديجة. Okay, now this is the guy who says that the messenger Muhammad said to Khadija, Inni akhsha من يكون الذي يناديني تابعا من الجن. So Muhammad said to Khadija, I'm scared that the one who is calling me is one of the jinn. Now, jinn, you guys, that means a demon. Okay? When you say jinn, you're talking about a demon. And so Muhammad is saying, I am afraid. Now, this is not a Christian book. This is Sira Halabiyya. Again, part 1, page 380. Now, I'm showing you the Arabic, but the English translation is, I am afraid. Inni lakhsha in yakun alladhi yunadini tabi'an min al-jinn. I'm afraid that the one who is calling me is one of the demons. Okay, this is what Muhammad said to Khadija. ويضيف الحلبي بنفس المرجع, and الحلبي says in the same reference, قال محمد لخديجة, Muhammad said to Khadija, أخشى إن يكون بي جنون أي لما من الجن. Okay, so he's saying, Muhammad is saying to Khadija, I'm afraid that I have a demon in me. I have insanity, junoon, like inside of me from the demon. That I have insanity in me from the demon. Now, this is, again, you guys, especially if you don't know the Arabic sources, this may be a little bit confusing, but the Islamic sources, but this is one of the most highly regarded sources of the biography of Muhammad. This is the biography of Muhammad. It's called Al-Sira Al-Halabiyya. It's one of the most highly regarded. You can look it up on the internet. And so, and here's another one. بنفس الكلمات لأستاذ فتحي رضوان في كتابه الثائر الأعظم. Okay, now this is from another writer. His name is the Professor Fathi Radwan. His book is called الثائر الأعظم, which is the Great Revolutionary. And this is on page 102 and 104. This is what he says. إن محمد كان في ريب من أمر هذا الذي يظهر له وكان يخشى إن يكون قد أتاه الجن. Okay, what this is saying is Muhammad was afraid, in terror of that one who appeared to him, and he was afraid that it was one of the demons. Atahu al-jan, jan, that's a demon, a jinn. Okay, and this is Dr. Fathi Radwan in his book, The Great Revolutionary, a very highly regarded Islamic book, scholarly study of the life of Muhammad. وقال مالك بن نبي في كتابه الظاهرة القرآنية. Okay, now this is another guy. His name is Malik bin Nabi. In his book, الظاهرة القرآنية, the Quranic teachings or revelations, on page 140. إن النبي كان يكاشف زوجته الحنون خديجة بهمومه ويكشو لها إن كان يظن. Okay, now this is he's saying to his dear wife. The Prophet used to say to his dear wife that he was complaining to her that he was afraid, or he thought in himself that he was insane. بنفسه الجنون. Junoon meaning insanity. والمس كان in صحراء ومش مشؤومة قد أضره. Okay, and he was afraid of what had appeared to him and that he had insanity in himself. Now, you guys, these are very highly regarded sources that are saying this. Okay, but it gets worse. So please stay with me till the end. There's not that many, but in fact, I'm going to tell you a big surprise at the very end of this too. Okay, this is another book. وقال دكتور البوطي في كتابه المشهورة فقه السيرة. Okay, now this is Dr. El-Bouti, okay, who's again very highly regarded in his very famous book called Fiqh is-Sira. Fiqh is the jurisprudence or like Islamic Sharia law in the biography. Is-Sira. Fiqh is-Sira, or the jurisprudence, legal jurisprudence, Islamic jurisprudence in the biographies of Muhammad, page 68 to 69. كان محمد يخشى إن يكون هذا الذي يظهر له في الغار من الجن. Okay, Muhammad was afraid that that which appeared to him in the cave of Hira was of the demons. ولم يرجح إن يكون ملاك, and he did not think it was an angel that was coming to him from God. وكان يدخله الخوف والرعب ورجفان الجسم وتغير اللون ويقول لخديجة خشيت علي نفسي من الجن. Okay, you guys, listen to this. I'm going to just translate it for you. And he fear used to enter him, and terror and shaking of the body, and the changing of the color of his face. And he used to say to Khadija, I am afraid for myself of the demons. I am afraid of the demons. You guys, this is Al-Fiqh is-Sira. Fiqh is-Sira by Dr. El-Bouti. So this guy is saying, twice in this passage, it talks about Muhammad being afraid that what came to him was the demon. And that he said, and he would say to Khadija, I'm afraid for myself from the demon. Okay, let me show you some more sources. I know I'm showing this to you in Arabic, but I want you to show it because sometimes you see this is Father Zechariah's got this treasure chest of information in the Arabic, and a lot of these books have not been translated into English. And so it's difficult to know, but these books are very highly regarded books of Islamic tradition and religion. So let's look at this next one. These books are, for Muslim scholars, they all know these books. Okay. في كتاب كشف المشكل من حديث الصحيحين. Okay, now this is again a very famous book, كشف المشكل, the exposing of the issues from the hadith, the words of the Sahihain. Sahihain meaning Sahih Muslim and Sahih al-Bukhari. Okay, so this book is like an exposition of the words of the Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, which are the two most highly regarded sources of hadith, meaning the words of Muhammad. Okay, Ibn Juzi. Okay, this is again by Ibn Juzi. Now this guy is one of the most highly respected scholars, Ibn Juzi, one of the disciples of Ibn Taymiyyah. Again, okay, and he says, part 4, page 273. كان محمد يخاف إن يكون ما يراه من قبل الشيطان. Oh man, this guy just took it another level. This guy just shot it up another level, you guys, because this guy says, Muhammad was afraid that the thing that appeared to him was from Satan. You guys, these other guys are saying from demons, that it'll be a demon, touched by a demon. This guy goes all the way. He just says it was from Satan. Muhammad was afraid that what appeared to him was from Satan. And so, just, now this is under, channel can be found. Islamic debater. Are you a Muslim Islamic debater? I was go to eat the Quran. Yes, I keep the icon so people know it's me. Okay. I think it's Mustafa Speaks. If you want to come talk, if you want to come speak, Mustafa, you're welcome to come on. I'll send you an invite. What do you think about these sources? Mustafa, Islamic debater. What do you think about these sources? These are your books, Islamic debater. Do you want to come on? I'll send you an invite. I'll send you an invite right here on this page because I don't know how to do this. I'm 100 years old and someday I'm going to have to grow up and do it, but I don't know. I just sent it to you here, okay, because I don't know how to send it. If you want to come on, come on. But I want you to, if you come on, I want you to talk about these sources, about what they're saying about Muhammad, okay? And let's go back and show you. Now I'm going to show you this again, you guys. Now this is, okay. Okay. I am friends with What Do Muslims Know? Okay. If you want to come on, Islamic debater, if you are Muslim, you're welcome to come on. Okay, let's look again at what this guy says, you guys. The book is a very well-known book. I've heard it referred to many times before. Again, I don't know if it's translated into English, but it's called Kashf al-Mushkil min Hadith al-Sahihain. Okay, exposing the problems of the hadiths in the two Sahihain, meaning the Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari, the two highest sources of hadith. And this is by Ibn Jawzi, again, a very highly regarded source, a student of Ibn Taymiyyah. كان محمد يخاف إن يكون ما يراه من قبل الشيطان. Muhammad was afraid that what was appearing to him was of Satan. So, okay, we have someone here. I'm not sure who it is. I'll bring him on, but if he doesn't stay on subject, I'm not going to continue because. Hello, how are you?
Hold on a second. Let me mute this thing.
Do I know you? Phobia?
No, you don't know me. You know, what do Muslims know? I'm not a Muslim.
Oh, you're not
I'm actually no, I'm a Christian like you. I agree with everything you do. I started doing my channel and I debate Muslims, or let's just say try to find Muslims to debate me. I can't.
Okay. Well, okay. There's a few who put themselves out there, but most of them don't. They even I worked with Father Zechariah for 10 years, and it would be once in every 3 years that somebody would be brave enough to come debate him. So it's not easy, but every now and then you'll find somebody, somebody who's a seeker who wants to talk, so.
Hey, you and I have a common friend, Aladdin, Macho Man.
Okay, yeah, he likes to sometimes, but he hasn't for a while come on. But I mean, he did come on a couple of days ago. But I mean, to debate and stuff. Usually he'll just come in and say, "Oh, I gotta go to work. I'm at work. I can't," And so, but yeah, we've had a lot of turns. He always takes my videos and puts it on his channel and says, "Oh, look how Steve's lying. Steve's a liar," and all this stuff. Almost every.
Yeah, I've seen those and I've commented. I know him from Pal Talk. I've been on Pal Talk 2.5 years.
Okay.
And I know him as Macho Man.
Yeah.
And I actually run a room where I used to debate Muslims.
Okay.
And he won't debate me. I've been trying to get him to debate me, but he tells me I have to bring 2 pastors. And I'm like, why do I need to bring 2 pastors?
I'll tell you why. Because he did some. There were some pastors who talked to him just so that he could take clips of what they say and say, "Look how I destroyed them. Look how I did." Because go to his page, you'll see he's got all these videos with pastors, and so he just wants something to show off on his site. So, and that's what he does.
I mean,
so,
right. If you look at his channel, if you look at my channel, I just did one in response to. I think he took something from your last video, and he's trying to say that Deuteronomy 18:18 is Muhammad, and then he goes to Isaiah 29:12. And I've talked to the guy. I debated him that in Pal Talk, right? Yeah. See, I've gotten smart. I say I will debate Muhammad in the Bible per the Quran, because once I say per the Quran, they can't go to Isaiah.
Yeah.
They can't go to Solomon because 7:157. What does it say? It says the Torah and the Injil.
Yeah.
Isaiah is not in the Torah, and it's not in the Injil. Now, I've had smart Muslims tell me, well, but the Jews, they believe that the Torah includes all the books, which it's true. But it's mainly when you hear Torah, it's the 5 books of Moses.
Mm-hmm.
right? So then I turn it back to them and I say, but what does Islam teach? What does Allah say is the Torah? Because according to Allah, it was the book that was written by Allah, given to Moses. Because
Yeah.
that's what Adam says when he's fighting with Moses. You know, he's like, why do you blame me? Blah, blah, blah. You know, so they can't use Isaiah. First of all, Isaiah 29 is not a prophecy. Okay. And then they try Isaiah 42. I mean, it's funny. Wasmali, I think you know Wasmali also. Wazi Ali or Wazi Mali? I don't know if you debated him or tried.
I'm not sure if I have. I'm not sure. I don't think I have. You know, to be honest, maybe Adam Seeker has. Adam Seeker has debated a lot of these guys.
Okay, it could be because I know he was on Bob the Builder show not that long ago, where he tried to debate. He's another one that I know from Pal Talk.
Yeah. Well,
You
I
know?
know Pal Talk. I know Father Zechariah's ministry started on Pal Talk. You know, that's where he really started debating Muslims. So it's just a great tool. You know, that God really used it. So, you know, and I know that Ala Eddin was also big on Pal Talk. In fact, that's where he said that he used to debate Abuna, Father Zechariah. And so, you know, I know that was really being used in a big way, you know, when it first came out, and still, you know, I haven't really gotten into Pal Talk, to be honest, but I've heard about it though. I've heard how it's a real good a center, you know, for the debating with Muslims and stuff.
Well, I mean, it's good and it's bad. I kind of prefer Skype or now StreamYard because you can share your screen. So
Right.
I have a lot of sources. I've got over 500 books on Islam.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Plus, I have screenshots from just about everybody. I mean, I've been following CP for years, David Wood. I got into this about 7 years ago. So
Great.
for about 6 years, I was actually debating Muslims on Facebook.
Okay.
Didn't work out too well for me. I got 300 days in jail 1 year. So I switched over. I switched over to Pal Talk because what happened was I was on a Muslim hit list. Anytime they saw my name on one of those debate groups, they would report me to Facebook, and I would get thrown in jail. I mean,
Yeah.
I got 30 days for posting 2 hadiths from Sahih Bukhari. It was called hate speech. And I'm like, what hate speech?
You know,
So
Facebook is just being their puppet. They don't know what the heck they're doing. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do know what they're doing. You know, they're community standards people here in Silicon Valley. I think maybe they do know what they're doing. Maybe they're not just like, oh, we don't understand Arabic. Maybe they do understand Arabic and they know exactly what they're doing.
I'll put it to you this way. When I reported a couple of Muslims who threatened to chop my head off, I was told that didn't violate community standards.
Hate speech.
You know, that was okay. It was okay for somebody to threaten to chop my head off. But if I posted 2 hadiths from Sahih Bukhari, well, hell, we can't have that.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
Do you know Mr. Islam answers back?
Mr. Islam?
Yeah, I think his real name is Shahid Lewis. He's a well-known debater from a long time ago. He's debated David Woods, I think even Sam Shamoon. I had a little debate with Nadir Ahmed, your other buddy.
My bad. You know what? Nadir Ahmed, you know, for that time, I was surprised, you know, because, you know, what happened, you know, I do an evangelism table every Saturday where I go out and I put a table with Bibles in the Muslim area, you know, and that morning that I knew Nadir Ahmed was going to come on, I was reading the Bible and stuff, and I saw this one passage because Nadir Ahmed says that Deuteronomy 18:18 is about Muhammad, you know, and a prediction of the prophet, you know, from among you. But I noticed one thing in that passage that it says that God says, I will put my words in his mouth. God says, I will put my words in the mouth of that prophet. Well, I went to the satanic verses where it says that Satan put his words in the mouth of Muhammad. And so when Nadir Ahmed came on, I said to him, this is why I think it's not Muhammad, because here it says that God says, I'll put my words on his mouth. But in your sources, and this is in Tabari and in Ibn Ishaq, it says Satan put words in the mouth of Muhammad. And I said, so, and you know what I expected? I expected him to go on this long thing. Oh, Ibn Ishaq has not respected and all this stuff. And Tabari, these are not regarded. And, all these explanations that they always come when you talk about the satanic verses. He didn't do any of that. He didn't do any of that. He just said, well, Muhammad didn't intend to do that. In fact, this is what he said. It was hilarious. It was hilarious what he said. He says, when Muhammad realized he said that, he said, Satan used me. Nadir Ahmed said that. He said, Satan used me? Muhammad, about Muhammad, that Muhammad said that. Satan used me? Yeah, because he didn't intend. He didn't deny that he said it. He just said that he didn't intend to. And I thought, dude, thank you. Thank you. You proved this is not the prophet of Deuteronomy 18. So anyway.
I was watching that so-called debate. But here's the thing. I debated Nadir in my room, right? And we got as far as 1818. He comes up with, well, Muhammad is like Moses because he's got a beard and he's a warrior and he's all this and that. And I said, no. We need to go to, what does the Bible say a prophet unto Moses is? Deuteronomy 34, 10, 11, right? Yeah. He said, no. But do you agree that Muhammad was a warrior? I said, no, I don't agree with anything. I said, let's stick to it. So we went on, I think, for almost an hour. And then he says, I got to go. I'll come back. He's never come back.
Oh.
I've been running after him because he's always making videos. He just did one on Christian Prince because they had a debate about alcohol. So I've been talking to him on, because I have his personal email, so there's probably a lot of people. And we're also talking on Skype. I've been trying to get him to debate me, and he says, I'll think about it. I'm like, why? Because you know why? See, here's the problem with debaters. If you let the Muslims walk all over you, they will never answer any questions, and they'll try to divert the topic.
Yeah.
So that's why people hate CP, but I love CP.
Yeah, I love it.
CP uses the lawyer in him, right?
Yeah.
And he
awesome, man.
It's like he's in the courtroom, and I do the same thing. So they don't like to debate me because I don't play games.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about, such and such. Oh, Jesus isn't God in the Bible. I'm not talking about Jesus.
Yeah.
And the first thing is,
what do you think about today's subject that I'm talking about? I'm talking, do you read Arabic?
No, unfortunately, that is my only flaw.
Okay. Let me go ahead and tell you. This is from a book called Kitab Kashf al-Mushkil min Hadith Sahihain. This is a very highly regarded book, exposing the problems of the two Sahihs, Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. And he says, and this is Ibn Juzzi, one of Ibn Taymiyyah's disciples, Muhammad yakhaf in yakun ma yarahu min qibl ash-shaytan. That Muhammad was afraid that what appeared to him was from Satan. Not Gabriel, Jibreel,
right.
but Satan. And let me just read this other one too, because there's another one that says the same thing, but I would like to read. وَكِتَابْ طَرَحْ التَّأْثِرِيب مِنْ شَرَحْ التَّقْرِيب لزين الدين bin al-Husayni. Okay? And he says the same thing. خاف محمد إن يكون ذلك من الشيطان. And these are the two strongest ones. So far, all the ones I've said they said a jinn. It's a jinn that came to him. But here, it's not saying jinn. It's saying Satan himself. That Muhammad said, feared that what came to him was Satan, from Satan himself.
Right, shaitan. See, this is something that the Muslims like to use against me. Oh, you don't know Arabic. You don't understand. I don't really need to know Arabic.
You don't, yes.
That's just an excuse. But here's the thing. I don't have these, but I'm familiar with, if you just compare what happened in the cave to, let's say, the other supposed angels that came to, let's say, Mary and Zechariah in the Quran itself, right? And then you look at the angels in the Bible. Where do you see, in a court of law, we would say, is there precedence for the behavior? Or, you look at the pattern of behavior, right? Can you establish a pattern of behavior? Okay. Where did you ever see an angel? First of all, why is Allah sending an angel? And not just an angel. I mean, he's sending his top guy, Gabriel, to a guy who can't read and asks him to read. What is the purpose of that? Why not send it to a blind guy and say, hey, could you tell me the color of my robe? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And then he physically abuses the man.
Mm-hmm.
Where haven't we seen an angel abuse the man? Now, a couple of smart Muslims will say, well, when Jacob wrestled God. Well, they don't know the definition of wrestling. That's a mutual thing. It takes two to wrestle. I mean, this guy squeezed the turnip out of Muhammad. And then Muhammad runs home scared.
Muhammad said he was afraid. He says, I spoke because I was afraid he was going to kill me. He says, I was afraid my soul was going to go out of me. He was so scared by this thing that came to him. And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I just want to read this other book. Yeah. This is a book called The Bidayah wa Nihaya li Ibn Kathir. Okay. Now I know you've heard of Ibn Kathir. This is the beginning and ending by Ibn Kathir, part 3, page 15. And let me just, these are all, I got them from Father Zechariah. That's why it's in Arabic. I haven't translated them into English yet, but I'm just saying them in Arabic, but then I translated it into English. It says, عندما سالت خديجة ورقة بن نوفل عمن حدث لمحمد قال. Okay, now this is Waraka. Khadija asked Waraka bin Nawfal, her cousin, about what happened to Muhammad. This is what Waraka bin Nawfal said. It says, إني أخاف إن يكون الذي ظهر لمحمد كائن آخر غير جبريل. He says, I'm afraid that what appeared to Muhammad was another being, not Gabriel. فإن يعد الشياطين تتشبه ليضل ابن آدم ويفسدهم. And he's saying that Satans sometimes take on the semblance of angels in order to corrupt and mislead human beings. So here you actually got you have Waraka bin Nawfal. He was like Muhammad's number one source. When he died, Muhammad tried to kill himself, right? Because he was his number one source for Quran at the time. And he's saying, I'm afraid that what appeared to him was not. It's and it's interesting what he says. It's Ka'in Akhar, another being beside Gabriel. Because some Satans, and he says, no, this is first time this word is used here, is shayateen. You mean the Satans make themselves appear as, now that he got from the Bible. The Bible says that the devils appear as angels of light. And so it's interesting to hear Waraka bin Nawfal also casting doubt on what appeared to Muhammad in the cave.
Well, you also have the problem, even in the hadiths that I've read from Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, when you read it, this entity never introduced himself. Like, hey, I'm Gabriel, my Lord Allah sent me to you. Okay, you don't see that there. And then if you read chapter 96, how is Allah's first revelation that started this whole Islam thing? Who puts that at the end of the damn book? I mean, what's the reason behind it? Okay, and if you read chapter 96, which the Quran is supposed to be the words of Allah, so it's Allah speaking, it's the same thing. Where does chapter 96 say it was Jibreel? Mm-hmm. I mean, Jibreel is only in the Quran 3 times. And the only time that you could say, okay, it's the one that says if you're an enemy of Jibreel, the one who revealed to Muhammad, that's it. There's nothing there that links this Jibreel in the cave. Mm. And 96 to me would read like, okay, well, Allah is the one who asked him to read and squeezed the crap out of him. Hadiths are 200 plus years later.
Yeah.
That whole science of isnad, what is that? So-and-so heard, so-and-so heard, so-and-so heard that they heard Muhammad say this. Yeah. Bukhari is 200 plus years later. How do you verify something? If I send somebody to tell you, hey, kufrophobia said for me to tell you this. How do you verify that the guy is actually saying? I don't care. Well, they'll say, well, angels, they can't say something different.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true because we know that Lucifer, right? He was an angel. Did he go against God? And here's the thing. Why did poor Satan get punished? for not prostrating to Adam. I mean, Allah said for the angels to prostrate. That's like you being in a classroom full of women, and I'm the instructor, and I say, ladies, I want all you ladies to please stand up. And you don't stand up, and then I punish you for not standing up. But I didn't ask you to stand up.
Yeah, that's an amazing story, man. Just because Satan comes out looking like the good guy in that, because he's saying, no, it's written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, not some creature.
Yeah, but they'll say, well, it's not worship. He was just prostrating to show, Allah's creation. But if you read the Quran, there's so many mistakes. You know how they make fun of Jesus and they say, well, how come Jesus had no...
I'd like to kind of just stay on this subject right now that I'm talking about. Because you brought up Sahih al-Bukhari, so I actually want to read something that's from both Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. Okay, and this is in Sahih al-Bukhari, part 6, page 2561, and Sahih Muslim, part 1, page 141. And it says, فَرِجِعْ تَرْجُفْ بَوَادِرُ حَتَّى دَخَلْ عَلَى خَدِيجَةَ فَقَالْ زَمَلُونِي فزملوه حتى ذهب عنه الروعة فقال يا خديجة مالي قد خشيت على نفسي. And this is a very famous story, and this is in Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. Again, the two, probably the book 2 and book 3 of Islam after the Quran itself. And he says that he came back and he went to Khadija and said, cover me, cover me. And so they covered him until the terror went from him. And he said, oh, Khadija, what is wrong with me? Mali, qad khashit ala nafsi. I am afraid for myself.
Now, why would he be afraid? This is supposed to be an angel of God.
Right.
Now, let me ask you, you know the one about the striptease?
Yes.
I can't remember where I have that. I have that somewhere where supposedly Khadijah does a striptease.
Right.
So Mohammed, yeah, it's Jibreel, because we all know that angels are against stripteasing.
Right.
Do you know if is that in Sahih Bukhari or Muslim, or is that in another source?
I could find out where that is. I don't have it with me right now, but it's the story. It's the story. It's called the test of the thighs, where she sit on my right thigh, sit on my left thigh,
right.
And that comes right after this. After this episode, and what's so interesting about that too is that her testimony is only worth half of a man's testimony. And you're saying right here, when you say that, she's the one who decided. She's the one who decided that it's not a Satan, but that it was an angel. She's the one who said to Muhammad, she said, don't be afraid, my cousin. That which appeared to you is an angel. She's the one who said it, because he left, after she took off her head covering. And so, there's so many problems with that story,
Okay, I got a question for you. Why does Khadijah call Muhammad her cousin? Is that a normal thing?
Well, he maybe he was her cousin, but cousins do to this day intermarry, but she did call him Ibn Ammi, the son of my paternal uncle,
Okay, because I know the relationship between her and Waraka, and when I was reading that, I'm like, why is she calling Muhammad her cousin? They kind of have a little fling. So, but I mean, to me, Islam is like the house that's built on quicksand. I mean, I'm actually going to try to debate Nadir. I'm going to, how he likes to do the science.
I saw his science thing with the apostate prophet. And when I saw that, I said, dude, is this guy serious? You know what I thought? Between what he did with the apostate prophet, and then what he did with Michael Brown, and then when he came on with me and Sam Shimon, you know what I think? I think he doesn't believe in anything. I think he doesn't believe in anything, and he's just willing to go this way and that. I mean, for him to say that Muhammad did say the satanic verses, and that Muhammad said, I was telling him, dude, you put words into the mouth of Muhammad, because when he was talking to me, he says, when Muhammad realized, he goes, oh, Satan used me. And, I never heard Muhammad say that, but he said that Muhammad said that. Oh, Satan used me, and I'm thinking, dude, it's like, where are you from, man? And I concluded this guy doesn't believe anything. He just wants to argue. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He goes and gives seminars at colleges. I've seen him do the whole science in colleges, and that's dangerous.
Okay, and everybody eats it up, and they just lap it up like, yes, it's so great.
Yeah, and it's causing people to convert, because I've been going to a lot of convert channels. I mean, I saw this young gal. She said she converted because she just loved the recitation, how the Quran recitation sounded. And I'm like, that's all it took you to convert? You listened to the Quran and it spoke to you? You didn't read about Muhammad saying you could beat your wife? Your wife is like a tilt, so basically you can commit spousal rape because she's not in the mood and you are? Yeah. And Muhammad compares women to a dog and a donkey? Now, the thing about the being deficient in intelligence, now Muslims will tell you, well, that only deals with finances. Anything else, she's equal. But that's just whitewashing.
That's not what Muhammad didn't say that. He said it was deficient, naqis ad-din wa aql. Not just intellect, but religion. She's deficient in religion, and I mean that's conscience. You're dealing with her conscience. Her conscience is deficient. Her mind is deficient. Yes, Muslim women who are listening, Muhammad said women are deficient of intellect and conscience and religion. Because Muhammad told some women, he said, that he saw hell, and 2/3 of the people in hell are women. And the women, and some of the women said, oh, Prophet of Allah, peace be upon you, why is that? And he says, well, doesn't the Quran, I can't believe this answer. He says, doesn't the Quran says that a woman's testimony is worth half of a man's?
Right.
And they said, oh, yes, Prophet of Allah, peace be upon you. And he says, that's because of the deficiency of their intellect and their religion. Naqisat aql wa deen. And it's like, dude, and I'm hoping some Muslim women are listening. I want a Muslim woman to come on. Please come on and defend Muhammad. Defend what he said. Because this is what he said about you. This is what he thinks about you. I know what you hear on CNN. I know what you hear on CNN. I know what you're hearing from Gloria Steinem. I know what you're hearing from Linda Sarsour. But look at what Muhammad himself said.
See, my problem is I've had encounters with quite a few Muslimas on Pal Talk. Mm-hmm. They don't listen. No matter what you showed them, they will tell you, no, it's not true. You're making that up. I showed them the hadith. No, that the hadith is da'if. Hello, lady, it's Sahih Bukhari. There is no da'if in Sahih Bukhari.
And show them the Quran verse. Well, the Quran is da'if too. Then when it says udrubuhunne, beat them. That's a command, imperative. Udrubuhunne, beat them. That's what the Quran.
It's with a feather, or is it a toothbrush?
A toothbrush. Yeah. Wow. Well, brother, I unfortunately I got to go deliver pizzas, but I just want to show one. I just want to show one more passage here. Now these are all from Father Zechariah. I took his. I stole these. I mean, I borrowed them from him, and I just wanted to show that that you guys, the case against Gabriel being the one who came to Muhammad in the cave is so strong. I just want to tell you what, let me just read this one to you, then I want to tell you what it says at the bottom. Okay. It says, وقال بدر الدين بن أحمد العيني في كتابه عمدة القاري شرح صحيح البخاري. Okay, again, this is a very highly regarded book. Okay, the pillars of the memorizers an explanation of Sahih al-Bukhari, okay, by Badruddin bin Ahmed al-Aini. This is a very highly regarded, one of the very highly regarded books of teaching on the hadith, okay? And this is what he says. Kolo qad khashit ala nafsi. Yani. Okay, now he's explaining it. Now this guy's explaining what it means when Muhammad said, I am afraid for myself. He said he was afraid for himself, because of the demon. Okay. This is what this guy, يعني, he's explaining it. It means خشيت من إن يكون عارضا من الجن. He says خشيت من إن يكون عارضا من الجن. He was afraid that he had been contacted by a demon. He was afraid he had been contacted by a demon. That's what this says. And this guy's explaining when it says, because you got all those verses where Muhammad said, khashit ala nafsi, khashit, I was afraid for myself, I was afraid for myself. This guy's explaining when he says that, what he's afraid of is that he had been contacted by a demon. And then I just want to read this very last thing here. It says, وَقَدْ ذُكِرْ حَدِيث خَشِيتْ عَلَى نَفْسِي في كتب الحديث والسيرة المحمدية 128 مرة. And this phrase, I was afraid for myself, appears in regard to this particular situation, appears in the hadith and in the biographies of Muhammad 128 times. 128 times. You guys, the case is so strong that what appeared to Muhammad was Satan himself or a demon. And this is not according to Christian books. This is according to we have Sahih al-Bukhari, we have Sahih Muslim, we have al-Tabari, we have Ibn Ishaq, we have Sirah Halabiyah, and I showed you all these other commentaries about the hadith as well, including this book, Umdat al-Qari, Sharh Sahih al-Bukhari, which is a very famous book of commentary on the hadith. So anyway, you guys, 128 times. This is one of those things that Father Zechariah does, and he does it all in Arabic, and one reason I like to show it is, I sometimes I like to just translate what he does, because he's done so much work in Arabic, and a lot of these books have not been translated into English to where, we don't have access to them, but he does. And right. He done just this amazing work of on this. So anyway, that's one reason why I wanted to really get to this last one. So
okay. Well, yeah. I appreciate being on your show. If you have any books, like I said, I've got over 500 books. They're all in English. I also have some Arabic books. So even if you want Arabic, I can get you Arabic books.
Awesome.
Now, they're all PDFs.
Okay.
Okay. Like I can get you Qurtubi in Arabic, which I can't read.
Of course.
I have 4 volumes that are in English, but unfortunately they haven't translated. I have all the Hadith collections in English. I have Al-Tabri in English. I mean, I've got 16 different Qurans. I've got the 3 that are in Arabic.
Wow.
So, I mean, I've got, I've got a vast library that I probably will need 3 lifetimes to read. Uh-huh. But I like to have them as references, because Muslims like to play, well, if you read this book, page this and that, right? See, then I'll tell them, great, tell me, what volume of Tabari? Hold on a second. Let me go look at it. No, that's not what it says. You're lying. Yeah. Oh, no. That's right. Now you can do the screenshot. So if there's anything, I like to collect them. If you have any books that are in English or even in Arabic, just let me know. I have some great sources that I usually can find them.
Wow. Well, you know what? I really like, I really hope that I can have you on again, when I have a little bit more time to just, because whenever somebody new comes on, I got to be honest, I want to feel it out, see, Now, you know, how seriously do I take this person? Like last week, I had a guy come on, and I just said at the end of it, I said, "Listen, dude, I don't trust you." I said, I don't trust you because of some things you're saying. But you know what? I really like the stuff that you've said, and I really appreciate it, and I'd really like to continue and go on. I mean, and I've seen you before, you know, kufar phobia. I mean, I've seen you before.
Hey,
So
I was playing around with you. I was Imam Imran, or no, I'm sorry, Sheikh Imran.
oh, that was you?
That
Okay.
was me.
Yeah, Kathy. Let me just insult you in Arabic so nobody understands. But just kidding.
I mean, I really had you going there, man. I was like, oh my God, he doesn't know.
No. I could tell something was going on. I don't know what this guy is, but you know, I was, you know, whenever a Muslim comes on, I always try to bring him on, you know, because I love to debate them and stuff. But I wasn't 100% sure about you. I was thinking, dude, this is a little confusing, but yeah, but okay, I remember that, Sheikh Imran. That's
why my avatar is the same. All right, man, you got to go. Listen, I sent you a message on Skype.
Okay.
So I don't know if you responded. So you can contact me there. I'm always watching your videos when you go live and so forth. So have a blessed Saturday. Have a good one. All right, thanks for having me.
Coming on.
All right.
Thanks.
Later.
God bless everybody. Jesus loves you. Say, Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. He loves you. I love you. Please accept him today. He may come back tonight. We need to be ready. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. He loves you. I love you. أنا بحبكم. يسوع ساعدني. يسوع سامحني. يسوع ادخل قلبي. The Lord be with you.